Today I'm going to be predicting Champions League match day 5. Let's start with Kairat versus Olympiacos. Kairat are currently 35th and Olympiacos are 33rd. Although both teams are at the bottom, rock solid, I think Olympiacos are going to get the win. And I think it's going to be a 2-1 win for Olympiacos. Bayern Munich are playing at home against Sporting. They're currently 3rd and Sporting are currently 8th. Having that in mind, I think Bayern Munich are going to win. Obviously, they lost to Arsenal last time, but it's Arsenal. They're doing really well this season. So I'm going to say Bayern Munich are going to absolutely smash Sporting 4-0. Next up, we have Atalanta versus Chelsea. Chelsea are currently at 7th, while Atalanta have been struggling, and Atalanta are in 10th, which isn't too far behind. But Chelsea have been alright, but I do think Atalanta will do pretty good in this game, so I'm going to say Atalanta draw with Chelsea 2-2. Now we have Bayern Munich versus Frankfurt. Obviously, last time they played was in the Europa League, and Barcelona lost to Frankfurt in aggregate in the Europa League last time they faced. So, will Frankfurt still beat them this time? I don't think so. I think Barcelona are much better than they were, obviously, when they played in the Europa League. And Barcelona, I mean, they have been struggling. They are currently 18th in the league, and Frankfurt are currently 28th, which is even worse for Frankfurt, which might be an interesting game because Frankfurt, if they don't win this game, they're not qualifying. So I think this is going to be an interesting game, and I think Barcelona are going to win at the end of the day 3-2 against Frankfurt. Inter versus Liverpool. In my opinion, this is probably the best game to watch. Even though Liverpool have been struggling really badly, Liverpool are still a really good team, especially against Inter. I think that's going to be a good watch. Inter are 4th, Liverpool are 13th, which isn't too bad. So I'm going to say Liverpool. I think Liverpool do lose this game, though. Even though I think they'll do a lot better than they usually do. Liverpool have been in horrible form, and I just don't see them winning against Inter. So I'm going to say Inter winning 2-1. Monaco versus Galatasaray. Pogba's finally getting his minutes in. Galatasaray have been a bit disappointed in the league, but they're still not doing too bad. The Galatasaray are currently 14th, and Monaco are currently 23rd. But I do think Monaco's going to get the win, but especially that they need the win for them to qualify. So I'm going to say Monaco winning 2-0 against Galatasaray. PSV versus Atletico Madrid. I think Atletico is going to win 4-1 against PSV. Tottenham versus Slavia Prague. Once again, Tottenham should just win this game easily, and I'm going to say it's 3-0 to Tottenham. Union Saint-Gilloise versus Marseille. I think Marseille should win this game comfortably, and I'm going to say 5-1 to Marseille. Next up, we have Ajax versus Karabakh. Ajax are last, the 36th in the Champions League. They've been struggling a lot. They haven't won a single game, conceding 16 goals and only scoring 1. I think they're going to have a tough time against Karabakh, who aren't much better, but they're still in a better position than Ajax. Karabakh are 19th, and I think they're going to win 3-1 for Karabakh. Villarreal versus Copenhagen. Another somewhat interesting game, but I don't think Copenhagen is going to win. The 29th. Villarreal are 34th, but I do think this is the game that they win, and they must win. So I think Villarreal are going to win 2-0. PSG versus Athletic Club. Once again, PSG are 2nd. They're not dropping points. At least I just don't believe they're dropping points. So I'm going to say PSG are smashing Athletic Club 5-1. Newcastle versus Leverkusen. Newcastle are doing really well, surprisingly. They're currently 11th, which is pretty good. And Leverkusen are currently 17th, which isn't that much of a difference. But Newcastle have been doing really well. They only lost 2 games. One was against Marseille, one against Barcelona. I'm going to say Newcastle win this game 1-0. Napoli versus Benfica. I'm just going to say, I know Napoli aren't doing the best in the Champions League, but I think this is the game they prove And Benfica are 30th. They've obviously had one of the worst groups. They got so unlucky in the draw. So I'm going to say Napoli going to win 2-0 against Benfica. Bodo Glimt versus Dortmund. Once again, Dortmund should just win this game easily. I'm going to say it's going to be a 3-0 win for Dortmund. Arsenal versus Club Brugge. Arsenal unbeaten, the first in the league. And I just don't see them dropping points to Club Brugge. I know Club Brugge have done really well recently, but there's no way Arsenal lose to Club Brugge. So I'm going to say Arsenal going to win 4-2 against Club Brugge. Juventus versus Paphos. Again, Juventus haven't been the greatest in this Champions League. Juventus are 22nd, Paphos are 24th. Very close, and I think this is going to be a draw. I think this might be a 3-3 draw, Juventus-Paphos. This might be the best game. Apart from Liverpool-Inter Milan, this might be the best game to watch. Real Madrid versus Manchester City. Obviously, Real Madrid are 5th in the Champions League and Manchester City are 9th, which isn't too far. It's only 2 points difference, but they are playing in Madrid, which is never easy at the Bernabeu. However, City haven't been making a comeback. They have been pretty decent recently. Real Madrid have been pretty bad. I mean, they lost the last game to Celta Vigo 2-0. City obviously won 3-0 against Sunderland. City have won the last 3 games. Madrid have lost last game, won the other one, but then drew to Girona. I think this might be a closer game. I think I'm edging towards a City win 2-1.